येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं खलु शायुतशक्तसुदीननरं। सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। भुजे सव्यवेणुं शिरसि शिखिपिच्छं कटितटे दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सहचरकटाक्षं विदधते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावनवसति लीलापरिचयो जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे। वन्दे नन्दव्रजस्त्रीणां पादरेणुम् अभीक्ष्णशः यासां हरिकथोद्गीतं पुनाति भुवनत्रयं। भक्त्या विहीन अपराधलक्षैक्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नवृन्दे नुमस्ते चरणारविन्दं। भूमस्वखलितपादानां भूमिरेव यवलम्बनं त्वयि अजातयपराधानां त्वमैव शरणं प्रभु। वागीशा यस्य वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्या च वक्ष्यसि यस्यास्ति हृदये संवित्तं नृसिंहमहं भजे। श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यप्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैतगदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। So we read yesterday the Ajagara Vritti, the nature of the python. The python is lazy for his material duties. He is not very interested in collecting food, palatable dishes. Whatever comes on the way he takes, and if it doesn't come he fasts. And he is not attracted to or attached to eating nicely. In a similar way, a sadhu, not worrying about his food or nice palatable dishes, whatever comes his way he accepts, and if it doesn't come he thinks them that to be Lord's wish. Accepting it to be Lord's wish, he will not become attached to either eating or not eating. So he will be anasakta, he will be unattached or rather detached, and at the same time he will not excessively endeavor for material fulfillment. Satyahara and prayasa, these two he will be completely giving up. Atyahara means overeating and prayasa means over endeavoring. So he will be free from both these two things. So we will start from verse number 5 of chapter 8, canto 11. मुनिहि प्रसन्न गंभीरो दुर्विगाह्यो दुरत्ययः अनंतपारो हि अक्षभ्यस्तिमिदोतोद इवार्णवः। मुनि बहिर्भागे प्रसन्न अंतर्देशे गंभीर इयत्तारहित जल अलंघनीयो काल और देश द्वारा अपरिच्छिन्न एवं अविक्रिय हइया निश्चल सलिल पूर्ण समुद्र तुल्य अवस्थान करिबेन. So the next lesson is from the ocean. So what lesson he learns from an ocean? Ocean is very calm, very peaceful, and it is the depth of it, the vastness of it, nobody knows. Nobody can measure the depth and the vastness of an ocean. And it is unlimited. In a similar way, a sadhu, externally he is always very happy. He is never in tension or worry or anxiety. He is always happy in all circumstances. And from inside he is very grave. And he is, the depths of his heart cannot be understood. Means very, very deep. A person who is overloaded with Krishna Bhakti, a person who is full of Krishna Bhakti, he is always stable, very calm, very quiet. In no circumstances he is, angered or worried. Otherwise, ordinary persons, a person who does not have knowledge Krishna Bhakti, who is not heavy with the knowledge of Krishna Bhakti, then any kind of tiny situations one will easily get agitated or irritated. But a pure devotee, because like an ocean, he is very gambhir, he is very, very grave. And without any boundaries, nobody can imagine what is the depth of the knowledge that he has got. And alanghanīya and unsurpassable, he cannot be surpassed. The knowledge that he has got is so deep that he cannot be surpassed. And kala desha dwara aparichinna, and he is limitless. He is not bound by anything. So in this way, like an ocean, a muni is always in this, means a devotee. Muni means here a devotee, because a devotee is rich with the knowledge of Krishna Bhakti. A person, our Gurudev, he often used to say, he used to give several examples. One of these, when a devotee, when a person comes to Guru Maharaj, Param Gurudev, and he asks a question in a very challenging way. Have you seen God? Why are you proposing this God consciousness? Have you seen God? I don't believe in God. Why do we have to submit to God? Like he was asking in a very challenging manner. And our Gurudev said, I was sitting there. I was irritated. Why is he asking such a like this to Gurudev? But he explains our Gurudev, Param Gurudev's nature. He said, not that Gurudev is irritated because of that. He is irritated because he was asking question in such a challenging manner. It is not the way to approach a sadhu. That is why he is irritated. But he says, I saw my Gurudev, he was very calm, very composed. He was not irritated at all. Even the person who was asking the question in a very challenging mood, he invited, oh, please come sit. Very peacefully, very, calmly. Like anyone comes and asks like that a question to us, or anyone challenges us, then shut up and get out of here. We immediately say that. But say, please come sit. Your question is very nice. So he would appreciate, and then he would give reply to the question. He told, then he answered that all of us believe in Ishwar, small controllers. Like you are studying in a college. So you are studying in a college means you have a teacher. You are studying with a teacher. So the teacher, you are following the command of your teacher. A person who has more knowledge than you submit to him. A person who wants to learn wrestling, he will go to a person who is more knowledgeable in wrestling. A person who wants to learn, political science, he will go to a person who is knowledgeable in that. A person who wants to learn cooking, he goes and submits to a person who knows cooking. So we all follow or submit to a persons who are, small Ishwaras, small controllers, or, masters. But what is their difficulty in accepting the Supreme Master? When we are accepting small masters, what is the difficulty in accepting the Supreme Master, who is the master of everyone? So he explains him in a very nice and loving, affectionate manner. So there Gurudev used to say that a person who is full with Krishna Bhakti, he can never be agitated or irritated under any circumstances. If that happens so, then he cannot be called as a devotee, as it happens with us. Or, one time Guru Maharaj was in America, North America. He was in preaching tour. So, our god brother Sanjay? You don't know him? He's not our god brother, actually. He's some devotee of ISKCON sannyasi. But he used to come to our Gurudev. He used to have a lot of liking to Gurudev, and whenever he comes, he's actually Poland guy. He's a Polish person. Whenever he comes, he would bring so many things for Guru Maharaj, t-shirts, this, that, so many things he would bring. Not only to Gurudev, to all of us also. Prabhu, this is for you, this is for you. He's a very nice guy, very affectionate, very kind, and loving Gurudev so much. So one time when Guru Maharaj was in American tour, Guru Maharaj was in his house basically. There was one program to be held in his house. So he hosted Gurudev, and Guru Maharaj was staying in a room. From that room there goes a basement. There is a door for the basement also next to the room where Guru Maharaj is staying. So in the basement, actually he had a very big dog. So that Sanjay Prabhu used to have a very big dog, and in the house. So when Guru Maharaj came there, he left the dog in the basement, and that basement's door is next to Guru Maharaj's door basically. And that basement always used to be locked. Whenever something needs to be given, Sanjay Prabhu would go and give to the dog. So the program was in the first floor, Guru Maharaj was in the ground floor, program was in the first floor. So let's say the program was at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening. Everyone is sitting, Guru Maharaj is not coming yet. Everyone is waiting. Guru Maharaj is actually very punctual. If you tell him any time, he's on time dot, and he would not tolerate anyone, coming late or anything like that. He would make sure that he is on time. So that day, but it was different. He was not coming. Everybody is sitting and waiting, but he is not coming. So after some time, Sanjay Prabhu went to find out what's wrong with him. Why is he not coming? Maybe some problem. Then on the way, when he's coming down the stairs, he saw that the basement door is open a bit. So then Sanjay Prabhu came out and saw that Guru Maharaj's door was wide open and the basement door was slightly open. And no surprise, he found that the dog was standing in front of Guru Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj was just standing in front of the dog, unmoved, and the dog will not let him go out. And he chased the dog down. Hey, go. And he said that I was so embarrassed that I didn't lock the door, for the basement, because of which, Guru Maharaj had to be in such a situation. So I was so embarrassed. I was feeling guilty and sorry for this. But after I chased down the dog and, put the dog in the basement, Guru Maharaj came. Guru Maharaj told him, "Thank you, you saved me from the dog." Then he told Maharaj, "I am very sorry, I am extremely sorry that, I should have taken care of this. I should have locked the dog properly." No, you saved me from the dog. So actually he was genuinely saying that. And then he said, not only that, Guru Maharaj came for the Harikatha, and then he told everyone, today Sanjay Prabhu saved me from the dog. He said that I could not understand what kind of depth he has in all these things, that everything is Lord's arrangement. And if we are there, we would immediately say, you can't even just take care of this, isn't it? We get so irritated so quickly that is it not your responsibility to take care of this? But Guru Maharaj was taking it as, it's all Krishna's arrangement, Lord's arrangement. But today you saved me from the dog. And he was telling to everyone. He told that I have no words to express this. Actually, nobody has any words to express this. This kind of, calm and composed nature Very difficult to find unless a person is fully Krishna conscious. Person is fully of knowledge of Krishna, he cannot think like that. That's why yesterday we heard, right? Tatya anukampam susamikshamano. Seeing everything as Lord's arrangement. If we can do so, then Krishna is not very far. But we think that we are the controllers or somebody is the cause of our problem. Then the real problem begins. So anyway, a person, a devotee, is very calm, externally always blissful. He was not worried when Sanjay Prabhu came. He was not worried. He was like, he was standing like a statue. Let the dog do his own thing. I'm here. But when he went, when the dog went, then he was thanking Sanjay Prabhu. So very calm, composed, very grave. Depth of the knowledge is completely. What is the depth of a sadhu? No one can measure. So to what depth of mercy sadhu has got, nobody can measure. He told this several times. Whenever he sees, he just is mad after this incident. Just keeps on saying this. This is what such a kind person I have not seen anywhere. Such a tolerant person, compassionate person. His depth in everything is so profound. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Samudra hoite shikhar bishoy duiti shlok dwara bolte chan. From these two verses, what lessons we have to learn from the ocean is being described. Muni vyakti samudre nay gambhir hoyau susamartha bujhite kaharo dwara nijo abhipraya jante dibenna. So he is very, very grave. A pure devotee is always very grave, and nobody can understand. He will not let anyone understand what is the feelings inside the heart, what he carries inside. Nobody has any knowledge. Sei hetu yogi दुर्विगाह्यो सर्व प्रकारे मनोभाव अन्येर अलक्ष्य अंतरेर भाव जानिते दिवेन्ना. So he will not let anyone know his feelings inside, deep inside, because actually it takes a sadhu to understand another sadhu. Nobody can understand the depth of a sadhu. A person who is knowledgeable, he can understand another knowledgeable person. An educated person can identify another educated person. A non-educated man cannot understand an educated person. So, in a similar way, to understand a sadhu, it needs a sadhu. Only a sadhu can understand. If by our own knowledge, with our own worldly experience, if we think that we can understand, it is our foolishness. So here he is telling that he is very calm and composed, and in all situations he is very grave. He will not let anyone know. He will not let anyone know what is inside his heart. So that is the what you call characteristic of an ocean. That is the characteristic of a pure devotee. When after the departure of our Param Gurudev, so many situations have raised in the mud that would actually disturb any kind of a person. Now, what we are seeing after our Gurudev's departure is a very soft and smooth thing. We have not seen such the phases that were seen in those days after the departure of our Param Gurudev. The situation was very, very bad. And many persons were saying, they were telling to Gurudev that, Maharaj, why are you not acting in this way? You should do this way, because there are certain persons who are conspiring against you. They are trying to do so many things against law. Why are you not taking strict action? You should be very strong and just take an action. Then Guru Maharaj's answer, that's why very Gambhir means very, very grave from inside, pure devotees, because they are completely dependent on the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas. He is not flickering. His mind is very steady. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. Very, very firmly fixed in the knowledge. He told, our Gurudev replied, our Gurudev will take care. Our Gurudev is there. He has initiated this organization, and even today he is taking care of it. I don't have to do anything. Our Gurudev will take care of it. So certain persons told that, we couldn't understand why Maharaj is saying like this. It is time to take some action. But still Guru Maharaj is saying, no, our Gurudev is seeing everything and he will do whatever is necessary. So they said that the faith that your Gurudev has on our Gurudev, means his god brothers are only saying, Turiya Shrama has to be very particular. He only said this, that the faith that your Gurudev has firmly fixed on his own Gurudev's mercy is unfathomable, is unshakable, is unsurpassable, beyond anyone's imagination. The tolerance that he has exhibited during those days, the unconditional surrender that he has submitted towards his own Gurudev is unsurpassable. Nobody can match to that. That is what a pure devotee is always like, firmly fixed. And it so happened that all those persons who were conspiring, slowly over a period of time, everyone started realizing their own defects, their own, mistakes that they have done. And slowly, in the later part of their life, they have submitted to Gurudev. We are extremely sorry for having done these things to you. This is sadhu. He will not react to anyone's things. He just sees them as, due to my own karma I am getting this. Nobody is to be blamed. This is the kind of open-heartedness. Nobody can understand the depth of knowledge that the pure devotees have got. Our Pujapad Narayan Maharaj, he used to tell one incident. You have seen Narayan Maharaj? None of you. You have seen Narayan Maharaj? No.
When did he depart?
Last time.
2012, I think. You have not seen? I think in 2012. No.
2015.
14 or 15. 15. After Guru Maharaj entered into this, illness pastimes, he departed. 15, I think he departed. So, he used to tell, you see, nobody has the capacity to understand what our Tirtha Maharaj, means his own god brother, we used to say like this, what he has inside the heart. He, because of so many allegations or conspirations that were going against him, he had to go to the court in between to address those things. He was actually doing everything, all the institutionary things, and those who want to create disturbance, they were going and giving various complaints in the court, and Guru Maharaj had to go to the court also. He went several times, but at no point of time he had exhibited any enviousness towards other persons who were actually giving, complaints against him. They were all false complaints. They were not actual complaints, just to give trouble. The sadhus, true glory comes under those circumstances. If we can stay very firm and strong in such circumstances, tulya ninda stutir mauni. While in praise or in blame, a person who can stay very calm, he is a sadhu. He is very dear to me. Mauni, very calm. He keeps silent. Somebody is blaming, still he is silent. But now someone says something to me, which I have done also. I have done a mistake, someone says to me, but still, no, I didn't do this. He was wrong. Isn't it? This is our behavior. Our Prabhupada used to say, what is Trinadapi Sunichena? How to become humble. He says, if a thief is called a thief, if you have done robbery, if you have theft something, and someone says that you are a thief, you tolerate it. It's not tolerance. You have not done anything. You have not done the robbery, you have not done the theft, but someone is falsely accusing you, blaming you that you are a thief. Then you are keeping silence. That is forbearance. That is patience. Can we be? Even if we do some mistake and someone says that, oh, why did you do that? No, I didn't do that. Actually, he instigated me to do that. I was not doing it. But Prabhupada is saying the definition of being tolerant. Even if you have not done a wrong and someone is blaming you that you have done, to keep quiet is tolerant. We have example, Guru Maharaj, right in front of us. He was falsely accused for so many things, but he didn't give any explanation to anyone. No, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. No, he was silent. Due to my own past karmas, I am getting these reactions. Can anyone think like this? Nobody can think in this manner. Due to my own past karmas, I am getting this result. He is not to be blamed. So, coming back to the story that Narayan Maharaj was telling, he used to go to court every day. Not every day, but whenever required, whenever there was a call, he used to go. One time it so happened that after he returned from the court, it was very late and it was in the afternoon. So he took prasadam, and those persons who had filed a case against Gurudev, they were still at the court. They didn't return yet. So after returning to the mutt, Guru Maharaj told that 3 persons are still there at the court. Please keep prasadam for them. You have to keep prasadam for them. Otherwise, where will they take? You should preserve some prasadam for them. Narayan Maharaj said this, and he was saying that, do you find any person like this in the world? We can speak a lot of philosophy, but when it comes to execution, we will fail like anything. We will not bring any pass marks in this. Nowhere standing close to the pass mark also. Becoming a distinguished past in that is completely out of question, but even anywhere coming closer to the pass mark is very, very difficult. But Gurudev, you see how he has exhibited the tolerance. Everything is the will of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And yet he is sharing his affection to those persons who had given false accusations against him. So if we have such a personality in front of us, if we still think that, these are only written to the books, then it is our foolishness. We have a person who is a living, legendary example of all these things. So such is the personality. Nobody can understand the depth of a sadhu. Nobody can understand. Unfathomable. And even his godbrother saying this, any person can be tolerant like this, we cannot imagine. Turiyashrama Maharaj said on another incident, another occasion, that Mahaprabhu told Trinadapi Sunichena, become more humble than a blade of grass, become more tolerant than a tree. He told, but the consciousness in the grass and the tree is very little. For a tree to become tolerant and for a grass to become humble is maybe possible. But after evolved consciousness in a human being, we have an evolved consciousness. To become humbler than a blade of grass and to become more tolerant than a tree is very, very difficult, isn't it? For a tree to act like a tree is easy, but for a human to act like a tree is beyond anyone's possibility. Mahaprabhu wants that, to be able to chant Krishna's name always. And he says that Turiyashrama, he said on 1 or 2 occasions that for trees it may be possible, for the grass it may be possible, but in humans, if I have seen anyone, that is your Gurudev, to be in such a state. So that's why a sadhu is completely beyond anyone's understanding. The depth inside his heart is, or his compassion, his acceptance for anything is beyond words. So he is telling that Alanghya, he cannot be surpassed. He is unsurpassable. Ananta par kokhano asustha samayu kothau ati kashta desheu vivash hoya podibenna. Even in greatest of the calamities, he will not take shelter elsewhere other than Supreme Lord. Even the greatest of the dangers might come, he will not go and beg, okay, give me something to eat, I don't have. He will take one pointed shelter of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. That is the thing that is to be learned from an ocean. Kamajayi hetu anner dwara kshobh rahito. And because he has fully control over his sense organs, all the sense organs, he can never be provoked or irritated by anyone. Never be agitated or disturbed by anyone. Who will be disturbed? When I want to get something and that desire is not fulfilled, then I will get agitated. But a person who is free from any material hankering, whether I want praise from others. I want someone to praise me, my glory to be known to everyone. For that need, I may take shelter of someone, or someone is blaming me, then I will try to attack. But a sadhu, he will not take shelter elsewhere, and because he has control over all the sense organs, he is akshobhya. He cannot be disturbed under any circumstances. So we heard some stories right now, just a few minutes ago. What kind of instigations were given, false accusations were put upon him, but none of them could waver his heart this way and that way, because it's very, very firmly fixed that our Gurudev is taking care of everything. Due to my own bad karma, I am getting these results. Who can be fixed like that? He said on several occasions, Guru Maharaj said this, that it may seem that we are doing some actions, we are doing these things, but actually I still see that our Gurudev is doing everything. Maybe he is not visible to our eyes, but he is doing everything. I can see that. So this is how it is. Any problem comes, anything comes, he will not take shelter of here and there. He will only take shelter of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna or his own Gurudev. That's why Guru Maharaj said that once I submitted my problem to our Gurudev, then our Gurudev replied that infinitesimal beings or tiny human beings, by their tiny intelligence, finite intelligence, and by their finite knowledge, they cannot solve their problems. One pointed surrender to Sri Krishna is the only way to get out of the problems. But if we want to use our intelligence, which is tiny in itself, which is very minute, insignificant, infinitesimal, finite by itself, it cannot bring any solution to the problem. Then Guru Maharaj says this, after I heard this from Gurudev, I have directly experienced this. I have taken shelter, absolute shelter of Srila Gurudev, and I have realized how one can become very peaceful and how the problem is automatically solved. Guru Maharaj himself says, therefore, and we have seen also that whenever such a situation arose, he was one-pointedly submitted his Gurudev. He will take care of me. So, in any kind of take shelter here and there, he will only take shelter at one place, that is Supreme Lord. This is what a sadhu is. So, by seeing an ocean, I learned the characteristics of a sadhu, what it takes to become a sadhu. To become a sadhu, we need to have all these qualities. समृद्ध कामो हीनो व नारायण परो मुनिः नोत्सर्पेत न शुष्येत सरिद्भिरित स्मगरः सागरः समुद्र जेरूप वर्षाकाले नदी समूहेर संगम लाभ करियाओ स्थित लंघन करें ना अथवा ग्रीष्मकाले तत्शून्य हइयाओ शुष्क হয় না भगवत भक्त मुनिओ সেই रूप काम्य वस्तु सकलेर समागमे इष्ट अथवा ताहादेर बिरहे दुखित हইবেন না. Here another property of ocean is being said. When there is heavy rains, all these rivers and the rivulets and all the streams go and merge in the ocean, isn't it? All the dams are open, everything gets and merges in the ocean, but still the ocean is not increasing in volume or increasing in size. In the summers, the sun is sucking the water, he is absorbing the water. At that time, the ocean is not limiting its boundaries. He is neither expanding nor limiting. He is as he is. So this is another property of a sadhu. Sailing from the ocean, what he learnt is that a devotee, a person who is completely dependent upon the mercy of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, when he gets the desired objective, desired means whatever is necessities of the body, or anything that comes, he is overly joyed. Or if lack of such things will make him morose, sadhu is not like that. Whether he gets or he doesn't get, he sees everything as the Lord's mercy and he remains very calm and poised, undisturbed. This is what he learns from an ocean. Sadhu, he cannot be, as we in the previous also we heard that he cannot be agitated in any circumstances. You deprive him from the food, you deprive him from any other basic necessities, you deprive him from even the praise, or you blame him, blaspheme him, in all situations he is very calm. But only thing that disturbs him is his any hindrance in Hari Bhajan. That is what hinders him. Materially he cannot be agitated. Like the pure devotees, in the separation they are agitated, isn't it? When they are feeling separation from the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, they cannot tolerate that. They can tolerate anything, but not the separation of the Lord. So, a sadhu, just like the ocean, he does not overly, become joyous, nor he becomes morose in favorable or unfavorable situations. In Gita there is a verse, right? What is that? In Gita, the Lord says, I said it very recently. I also keep forgetting. I said the verse very recently. What is that verse? Dukkheshu anudvignamana Sukheshu vigata spriha Vitaraga bhaya krodha sthitadhir muniruchyate. When distress comes, then he will become very morose or dull. When happiness comes, then he becomes overly joyed. It is not the Muni's property. It is not the property of a sadhu. Vitaraga bhaya krodha. Because he has no attachment or detachment to anything. If we have attachment to a certain thing, lack of that thing will give us unhappiness, or overposition of that thing will bring us more happiness, isn't it? If someone is desirous of wealth, if he gets more wealth, he will be happy. Your joy is directly proportional to amount of wealth you have got, isn't it? The more money, the more happy you become. You think like that, of course. More joy you become, but ultimately it will bring only frustration. But lack of that money, now everyone, there is no business. Because there is no business, everyone is dull. Everyone is very morose. Why? Because there is no business. What is the reason? Because of the attachment for the money, because I have the desire to accumulate money. When I have more money, I will be happy. When I have less money, I will be dull. Those persons who invest money in the share markets, mutual funds, you have share markets in your country? Definitely everywhere it is there. They are mutual funds. When the market price increases, very happy, very happy. I'll invest more money, because the money is rising here, so I can get more money. When it is going down, we had a friend, everyone has a friend, of course. When I was in the company I was working in, I can directly read his face, or I can understand what is the rate of the mutual funds by seeing his face directly. On the days the mutual fund is rising, then he's very happy. He's talking all over the workplace. Oh, today is like this. And on the day means when it goes dull, he's like this. Because they are constantly investing money there because of their attachment to money. So actually what is giving happy and distress? Our attachment only. That's why Muni, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. Vita Raga, he has no attachment, nor is he overly detached also. Bhaya Krodha, and he is free from fear and anger because there is no attachment. Sthitadhir, that person's intelligence is very fixed. Muni Ruchyati, he can be called as Muni, not others. So this one has to learn from the ocean. When rivulets, the rivers, other streams come and mix in the ocean, he remains calm. When it is dried up in the summers, still he is calm. He does not either over expand or he will not dwindle. He remains calm and poised. আর বর্ষাকালে নদী বৃদ্ধি পাইলেও সাগর যেমন উচ্ছলিত হয় না, গ্রীষ্মকালে জলবিহীন হইয়া শুষ্ক হয় না. So the ocean does not dry or it does not become there will not be too many waves because of rivers joining them. He is calm under all circumstances. You see that the rivers have dried up, but you have not seen oceans have dried up, isn't it? Have you heard ocean has dried up? Rivers dry up, but oceans don't dry up because they are very calm, sober. They are neither attached to this nor to that. সেই রূপ সম্পূর্ণ ইচ্ছা মুনি কামনা দ্বারা আনন্দিত হইবেন না. So in a similar way, a muni who is always satisfied means a devotee is satisfied by if he gets service of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So who is satisfied, he kamana dwara anandit hoiben. If something comes to him, he will not be overly joyful. Dhanahin hoileu daina dwara shok koriben na. And if the desired thing does not come, then he will not become unhappy or disturbed. যেহেতু নারায়ণ পারায়ণ ভক্ত শ্রী হরির মাধুর্য অনুভব ও তাহার অভাব দ্বারা হর্ষ ও শোক যুক্ত হন. So here Krishna Chakravarti Thakur is telling that a person who is devoted to Krishna, he will become happy when he realizes inside the heart, experience in the heart the joyful pastimes of Supreme Lord. Then he is very happy. And the lack of the experience of those means when he is in the feelings of separation, then he is very dull. So the feelings of dullness and overjoy can be seen in a sadhu only when he is experiencing the Supreme Lord's mellows, then he is very happy. And then when he is in separation, he will become very morose and dull. Srila Prabhupada, he writes in the commentary, भगवत सेवोन्मुखतार जे मुनिवृत्ति परिदृष्ट হয় উহা অতল জলরাশি সমুদ্রের ন্যায় প্রসন্না ও অচঞ্চলা. So a person who is devoted in the service of Supreme Lord, in him one can see Atala Jalarashi Samudrer Nai Prasanna. He is very, very happy like an ocean. Whose the bottom of the ocean is not seen. So the bottom of the depth of such a sadhu can also be not seen. Means he is so bottom of the depth of the happiness means he is very, very happy. He is very profoundly happy. Oh Achanchala, and he is unmoved or undisturbed, just like an ocean. Who? A person who is devoted to the service of Supreme Lord. Samudra अतल स्पर्शी जलराशि युक्त एवं दुर्गम बोलिया साधारण लोग जे रूप उहार परपारे उपस्थित होते असमर्थ, सेही प्रकार अज्ञबद्ध जीवगण मुक्त पुरुषेर गंभीर हृदय बुझते अक्षम. So just like nobody can understand the vastness of an ocean, nobody can measure the depth of an ocean, in a similar way a materially minded person can never understand the heart of a sadhu, the vastness, the compassion that he has to everyone, the depth of knowledge that he has. Nobody can, an ordinary person cannot understand. Just like a person cannot cross from one boundary to the other boundary of the ocean, in a similar way, nobody can understand the limits of a sadhu. निज मंगलाकांक्षी ईश सेवोन्मुख ज्ञानीगण विषय कार्य नियुक्त ना होइया समुद्रेर न्याय गंभीर होइबेन। निज मंगलाकांक्षी ईश सेवोन्मुख ज्ञानीगण विषय कार्य नियुक्त ना होइया समुद्रेर न्याय गंभीर होइबेन। साधारण अज्ञ लोकेर न्याय चंचल होइबेन ना। सो दोज साधुस who are desirous of their own eternal welfare, what they do, they Isha Sevonmukha, they are desirous to serve Supreme Lord. They are offering their service in a favorable mood to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and therefore they don't engage themselves in material activities, because they engage themselves in the activities of Supreme Lord only. They don't engage in the material activities. Samudrer Nai Gambir Hoiban, and therefore they are very grave like an ocean. Whereas the non-devotees, because of their attachment to material things, they work for those material things, they become disturbed in the when there is lack of those material objects, and they will become overly joyful when there is presence of that. Just like the rivers, they may dry or they may become overflow, but ocean doesn't. The rivers overflow, right? Here we had Ganga, there was overflowing of Ganga, and then we had up to the first floor in 2000 it got drowned up to the first floor in Mayapur, because Ganga had raised, and at times you see that the water levels are very, very down in the summers, but ocean you don't see that. So a person who is knowledgeable and a person who is working for the service of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, he is Gambhir, he is very, very stable, very grave. Whereas materialistic persons, they become disturbed. सागर जेरूप नद नदीर जलराशि द्वारा अनुक्षण पुष्ट होइया प्रचुर जलराशि पूर्ण रूपे दृष्ट होय, तद्रूप भगवत भक्तगणो मुक्त पुरुष सूत्रे कोनो दिने सद्गुण राशिर अभावयुक्त बोलिया परिदृष्ट होना. Just like the water, the ocean is always seen to be filled with water. You don't see that ocean is bereft of water or it is dried of water. You don't see that way. In a similar way, or when there is supply from the ocean is waiting for the supply of the river waters to become full, it is not like that. In a similar way, at no point of time a sadhu is in want of some qualities. He is rich with all qualities. He is rich with all the qualities of best qualities. All the virtues are there in him. At no point you see that sadhu is missing this quality. He is full with all qualities, replete. So at no point of time you see that a sadhu is in want of some quality. He is full with all qualities, just like a river, just like an ocean is. So that is what the lessons that one can learn from the ocean. Okay, so I think we will stop here, because the next one or two verses speak about another one, and because tomorrow we will not read Srimad Bhagavatam, we will speak some glories about Srila Gurudev tomorrow. So start one verse, and then day after tomorrow again will be there will be a break, continuity break. So I will stop here today, and then tomorrow the same time 4:30 we will have some glorification session about Gurudev. Of course, morning there is a program in the mat, so the time will be announced. It's not known yet, but in the afternoon we will sit here and then remember some glories of Srila Gurudev. Jai Granth. Oh, 5th and 6th, I think. 5 and 6, yeah, 2 verses. जय श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय, श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय, परमारत्म श्री गुरुदेव की जय, श्री परम गुरुदेव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च।